Hello, my name is Hayward Hawkins. I'm the author of Golden Rule or Greedy Rule. This is my third video and my 46th blog, and those show up on my website, and I'll give you that address later. Today is June 26, 2011. There's been a lot of talk about getting out of Afghanistan, but that's nothing new. Many of us have thought that we should have been out of Afghanistan a long time ago. In fact, I wrote a blog on it on December 2nd of last year, 2010. It's entitled Blood for Minerals, and the subtitle is Taking Up Residence in Afghanistan. Now, this is such an important issue, and if you're listening to this, you must be interested. So I think that you will be interested enough to not be bored when I read this. It has details in it, so it's too much to commit to memory, and I want to make sure you get the points. Several TV channels and NPR have been talking extensively for several days about President Obama's breaking his promise to begin military drawdown from Afghanistan in June or July of 2011. He has extended that objective to at least 2014 to begin drawdown. Being the cynic that I am, and already having knowledge of what has happened in Iraq, I said to myself, what resources does Afghanistan have that caused the U.S. government to sacrifice more money, which we do not have, and more lives, Americans, its allies and Afghanis, military and civilian? Let me give you a little more of the background for my cynicism, and specifically my suspicion of the U.S. exploitation of other countries' resources. The Best Democracy Money Can Buy, a book by Greg Palast, is the cornerstone of my book, Golden Rule or Greedy Rule. In Palast's book, he makes the reader well aware of the U.S. exploitation of other countries' natural resources and their businesses, which often is accomplished through or by the World Bank or the International Monetary Fund. With my awareness generated by Palast's book, in writing my book, which I almost completely finished in 2008, I referred to the Iraq occupation as blood for oil, and predicted that the U.S. occupation would last as long as it would take for the U.S. oil companies to establish a hold on Iraqi oil. Well, ExxonMobil now has a hold on Iraqi oil. And since that time, which was a year ago, approximately, I'm sure more oil companies have a hold there too. With my suspicion that Afghanistan must have some resources worth exploiting, I went to Google and typed in Afghanistan's resources, which yielded the following 15 of June 2010 article in The Independent, which is a United Kingdom newspaper. And the quote, Afghanistan's resources could make it the richest mining region on earth. That's a comment by Ken Sengupta, a diplomatic correspondent. I recommend that you read that entire article, which is available on www.independent.co.uk. These articles don't stay there forever, so it could be there. It might not be there when you go to check it out. The following is the beginning of that article, which I edited for this production, which is enough to fuel anyone's cynicism. Quote, Afghanistan, often dismissed in the West as an impoverished and failed state, is sitting on $1 trillion of untapped minerals, according to new calculations from surveys conducted by the Pentagon and the U.S. Geological Survey. The sheer size of the deposits, including copper, gold, iron, and cobalt, as well as vast amounts of lithium, which is a key component in batteries of laptops, BlackBerries, and electric automobiles, could make Afghanistan one of the most important and lucrative centers of mining in the world. And that's the end of the quote and the end of that December blog. But I have some additional information regarding Afghanistan. The minerals were discovered back in the 1970s, but since Afghanistan has been in a war for 35 years since then, those surveys were not very thorough, and hardly any development was made for many years. It was in June of last year, 2010, that vast deposits of lithium were discovered. It is second only to Bolivia, which is has the world's greatest deposits of lithium. Now, could the lithium possibly be the reason that President Obama announced in December 2010 his postponement of drawdown of military and contractors from Afghanistan? It's possible. Why is he doing it now, or deciding to have a drawdown? Political pressure. And what he is suggesting is a token drawdown of only 10,000 personnel, with 23,000 additional to leave there by September of next year, 2012. Oh, by the way, now, the World Bank has helped Afghanistan write its mining laws. My next video will be titled Smothering Iran, which is somewhat of a continuation of this video. That video will show the geography of the Mideast and point out the strategic locations of the various Mideast countries, including Afghanistan, with respect to Iran. And I'll discuss the long-term U.S. occupation of those countries and what the U.S. powers would like to do to Iran. The map that I'll be sharing with you in the next video will also show Turkmenistan, a former republic of the USSR, and I will discuss its importance to the U.S. So keep in touch by going to my website, which is www.golden-greedy.com. Now, on the website are links to my blogs, and right next to that blog link is a link to blogs and videos table of contents. I have all of my 46 blogs are on there, and they're in reverse chronological and reverse numerical order, so that the latest blogs and videos are at the top of the list. You can also access my videos by going directly to YouTube, www.youtube.com/Hayward Hawkins, HeywardHawkins. Now, remember to keep in touch, and also remember to keep your BS detector turned on and keep the intensity all the way over to high definition awareness. Thank you. See you next time.